Oh my goodness, this was such a fun horror movie. When I watched the trailers for Happy Death Day, it came across as a little stupid at first, with the obvious nod to Groundhog Day, but mixed with a horror movie theme. When I actually saw Happy Death Day in theaters, it was actually a relief that the movie didn't take itself too seriously. It's not as witty as Get Out in the horror comedy genre, but it was definitely an enjoyable movie. The cinematography of Happy Death Day is shot with a lot of nods to teenage horror movie slashers, with close up shots and the occasional jump scare. The movie is directed by Christopher Landon, who pretty much wrote most of the Paranormal Activity movies and also co wrote the screenplay for this one. Happy Death Day stars relative newcomer Jessica Roth, who played a brief role in La La Land, so, she can sing and totally reprise a role as the main character if this ever gets made into a musical like Little Shop of Horrors. The premise of the movie is that it's Tree's birthday. Yes, that's her real name in the movie. And by the end of the day, she ends up being killed by someone wearing a baby mask, only to find herself waking up and reliving the same day after each death. This gives her the opportunity to discover who her murderer is, and also gives her the freedom to experiment with doing different things each day. She wakes up in a dorm room from what looks like a one night stand, only to find out that she just passed out drunk in the guy's room without anything happening between them. She gets to know him, finds out he's a nice guy, and he helps her solve her murder. It's very much like Groundhog Day in some ways, or other recent do over movies like Edge of Tomorrow and Before I Fall. Because there's a mass killer on the loose, it also pays homage to Scream and the slasher horror movie genre. Unlike some of the terrible horror movies that have recently come out, like Flatliners and Friend Request, the main character actually has a brain and doesn't succumb to doing the most moronic things possible. The horror displayed from her facial expressions after dying and awakening each morning show just how painful each of her deaths are, and she remembers them all. This takes its toll on her, and she has to find out who her killer is to avoid repeating the cycle all over again. When we find out who the killer actually is, there's a little, oh, that doesn't entirely make sense. But it's somewhat forgivable since it's such a fun movie. There are a lot of comedic moments in this movie and some minor jump scares, which makes this the perfect Halloween popcorn movie. Jessica Roth carries this movie with her performance. Her character isn't very likable at first, but as we get to know her each day with each mounting death, we see her character slowly change as she learns from her mistakes and genuinely mends her ways. She's a mean girl in every sense of the word, and it takes something like being killed almost a dozen times for her to fix herself. Does that mean there's no hope for real mean girls who only have one life? I give Happy Death Day an 85% rating. This movie gets its main jolt of energy from a stellar performance from Jessica Roth, who balances the horror and comedic elements of the movie perfectly. Without her deft performance, the movie and script, which sometimes makes no sense and leaves out a lot of explanations, would probably have been a lot less enjoyable than it actually was. If you want to see a scary horror movie, this one isn't it. See what I did there? But you'll probably have an enjoyable time, as Happy Death Day doesn't entirely disappoint with its mix of comedy, suspense, mystery, and a solid lead performance from Roth. Happy Death Day has average user and critical reviews, just passing the fresh mark and decently received by audiences. Movie friends, I value your thoughts. If you saw Happy Death Day, what did you think of the movie? Do you feel it was worth your money? Would you recommend it to others? Comment below and be sure to subscribe to get movie reviews with opening weekend audience reactions every week. Let's fill the minutes with real minutes. Here are a few comments from some of the audience members I got to talk to.
Hi.
Hi, I think the movie was great. I enjoyed it a lot. And
I thought the movie was really funny, actually. There's a few jumpy parts, but comedy was really good. The storyline was good. A little bit of romance, so we liked it a lot.
I would recommend the movie to anyone.
Oh, Happy Death Day. It was cool. It was good for teenagers to watch if they're looking for a good Halloween movie. It has like everything. Comedy, a little horror, and cute. I like it.
It's pretty funny, and some people are scary, but with us not at all. And the kids at the end of the movie were a little like boring because
Yeah.
we can pretty much see it before the movie end. So yeah, overall it's like a 8.8/10 movie.
What?
It was
No.
good.
I don't like the end of the movie. It's not surprised me at all. I expect to another, the end. So I guess it's just like 6.5 for me. It's good. Yeah, but it's like good movie. I recommend for people.
Thanks for watching my review on Real Minutes. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to click like or subscribe.